I'm making a game called Bloodthief, which is basically Quake if it was a parkour melee game. Wishlist on Steam. In the last devlog I made a map, and in this devlog I show it to my friends. And let me tell you, it was a hilarious, stressful, chaotic experience that surprised me in so many ways. So let's rewind to the last video. Here it is, the first iteration of the first real map for Bloodthief. Turns out I was kind of lying there. I called the map done in that video, but in reality I spent the next few weeks basically adding little things here and there, tweaking little elements about it, trying to get it just perfect. And at some point it hit me. I was falling into the hole, the mechanic hole, the scope creep hole, the hole that we developers dig ourselves into that we can never dig ourselves out of. I'll call this hole feature hell. We're never satisfied with what we make. It's never up to our standards, so we just stay in feature hell, never showing our work to anyone, adding features and increasing scope. But on that fateful day, the clouds opened, a beam of sunlight shined down, and a voice spoke to me from the heavens.
Vloggers, today you will not cower in your dungeon and increase scope. Today, you will text your friends, and you will schedule some time for them to play your game.
And I said to the voice from the heavens, "But I'm scared, what if they hate it?" And the voice replied back to me,
"All the more reason for you to show it to them now, young Padawan. Show your game to people now, and if it sucks, there is still time left to fix it."
Now I don't take divine messages from the heavens lightly, so I pulled out my phone, texted 3 of my friends, and scheduled a date for them to play the game. I gave myself 3 weeks of lead time to add whatever I wanted to add before the playtest. And without even realizing it, when I hit send on that touchscreen to confirm the date and time with my friends, a switch flipped in my brain, and I kicked off the crunch. So this is the part of the video where I actually talk about the things I'm adding to the game. In this 3-week period, I got so much done and made so much progress that I don't really think I'll be able to fit it all in this video and keep things interesting. So I'm only going to talk about the most interesting stuff. All throughout the level, there are going to be hidden rooms and breakable walls filled with hidden secrets for you to uncover. When you find a secret, a triumphant message will display on the screen, and you'll usually get some sort of cool power-up. At the end of the level, it'll tell you how many secrets you found, which is just another thing I'm yoinking from the Doom Quake era. Yep, that's right, things break now. Boxes, doors, and flimsy planks are all subject to being smashed by your sword. Oh, and best of all, I integrated it with trenchbroom so I can make anything breakable just by marking it as breakable in trenchbroom. Check it out, now this door is breakable. If you have no idea what I'm talking about with trenchbroom right now, check out my last video. A second ago I mentioned that there are power-ups in the game now, which are a brand new thing. I created 2 new power-ups. One makes it so when you slide into enemies, they explode into a mess of blood and giblets. The other one makes it so when you connect on an air dash, you get bounced back into the air. This allows you to have an awesome chain of air dashes, and if you use your power-up wisely, you can defeat dozens of enemies without ever touching the ground. I want there to be tons of fun power-ups in the game, so if you have any cool ideas for power-ups, let me know in the comments. Ah yes, the thing literally no one asked for. Water. Swimming looks kinda jank, and I probably introduced 1,000 new bugs and edge cases, but hey look, now we have secret underwater rooms. If you haven't caught this by now, I love secrets in games, and the only thing I love more than secrets in games is underwater secrets in games. So yeah, water. All these new power-ups needed juice. I added screen shake in certain places to give the game that extra bit of oomph and help it feel as incredible as possible. You can jib enemies now in certain situations where they will just explode on impact, like the slide power-up I mentioned before, and the air dash. Fun fact, the term jibbing was coined by id Software back in the Doom days, and it's actually spelt with a G since it's short for giblets. Silly me had been spelling it with a J during this 3-week stint of coding madness, so now I've got a misspelled word all over the place in my project. I will not be bothered with boring codebase upkeep, and I'm the only one seeing it in my codebase. So in my project, jib is officially spelled with a J. You maybe have noticed this red bar at the top of some of my clips. More on this later, but for now, I had one 3-day weekend left before my first scheduled playtest was going to happen. My wife was out of town, so my plan was to go full John Carmack and work day and night to get as much in as I could before the playtest. I had a grand plan. In addition to the level I had already started, I was going to make another entirely new level. This one was going to be immersive. a mysterious castle in the middle of the forest, riddled with traps, secrets, and of course, enemies for the player to uncover. I got started on my first day off on Friday, and for the first day, things went amazingly. I had this cool castle area built out, and the new level made great use of all the new mechanics. It was only like 1 minute of content, but it felt vibey and cool, and I definitely felt like I was on the right track. I slept easy that night, feeling good about a productive day, and excited to bang out some more content the next day. On Saturday, I woke up and went right to work at 7 in the morning. I worked basically without stopping except to snack all day. It is honestly the longest work session I have done, maybe ever. I distinctly remember around 9 p.m., around the 13th or 14th hour of my work marathon, I was trying to fix this issue where if you air dash near a ledge, your player gets caught on the ledge and it leads to this frustrating experience where your air dash doesn't connect. And literally my brain just stopped working. I had taken it too far. I stared at the code on my screen and tried to make sense of it, and literally nothing was making it into my brain. In that moment, I was a useless brick wall. I literally just started laughing in the moment because I had never felt that sensation before. I had pushed my body as far as it could go, and there was nothing left to do except just stop. It was at that moment that I realized that I am not, in fact, John Carmack. I can't just code for 24 hours straight and be productive. My brain needs breaks. My playtest was the next day, and it was also starting to hit me that my grand plan for my level wasn't even close. This was a problem for another day though, and now I just needed to sleep. Sunday, the day of the playtest came. Today I slept in. My body needed it. And when I finally rolled out of bed, it was with defeat. I only had a few hours left until my friend was going to come over and play the game. And all I had to show him were some sloppily made, half-finished levels that didn't even hold a candle to the grand vision that I had in my head. I was worried about ruining my friend's impression of the game. I thought about texting my friends and postponing. I told myself, what was the point of my friends even playing it if I already knew the game was bad? But somehow, I fought the urge. I tied a bow on what I had and waited for my friend to come over so I could watch him play the game in person. Let me get my notepad.
Dude, the sensitivity is through the roof.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I turn it down?
No.
No?
No, bro. This is for hardcore gamers.
Bro, this is the highest sensitivity I've ever seen. What do you mean, though? This is like...
Alright, wait, hold on.
New words. Nope. What'd I do? Did I die? Press R. Wait, what's wrong? Why did you keep laughing? Oh, is it a one shot? I'm dead? I don't understand what good the health does me when I just die in one shot. What is this? Oh no. Wait, oh my god. How'd I do this with my sword? Ah!
Caused of some sort of bug.
You should bro over here. Can you even come in here? This is already my favorite aspect of this game. Alright, now I'm just gonna slide in. Whop! Was that like 1 hit? I got him all. That was sweet. Oh my god, alright. Oh my god! Dude, I wanna just speed run your game. It just begs the question, is that the secret? Like, is there more? Bro, I can just use shift as like an ultimate shield. But it's like, oh. And it's like, come at me and it's like, oh. I learned now that I have to hold on. I guess now that I know what it means. This is so dangerous. Oh my god, I have obliterated. Yes. Oh! Oh! Wow. Oh, oh god. Oh no. Oh, we're not dead anymore. Oh yeah, you got. Oh no. Oh god. Yes.
So here are my thoughts after the playtest. 1. We found a ton of bugs. That was extremely helpful. 2. We uncovered a ton of problems with the gameplay loop. That was also extremely helpful. And 3. Watching my friend play was just a ton of fun. I can't remember the last time I laughed so hard. So I actually did that 3 times with 3 different friends. And besides the mountain of bugs I had to fix, some common gameplay issues were starting to become very clear. Slide and air dash were too OP and needed to be toned down somehow. They died a lot in what felt like surprising or unfair ways. I had to come up with a way to combat this. And also, the levels I made didn't encourage the player to use the mechanics in interesting ways. The player could take the boring approach and still beat the level, which I didn't like. In brainstorming solutions, I came up with a new mechanic that attempts to address all these issues in one fell swoop. The blood bar. The blood bar is a meter at the top of the screen that fills up a little bit each time you kill an enemy. When you air dash, it takes a big chunk of blood from your blood bar, and when you slide, it uses up some of your blood over time too. Also, the blood bar acts as a lifeline in a way. Normally the game is one hit and you're dead, but if you have enough blood, when you get hit, you'll just lose blood instead of dying. Along that note, I made it so these health pickups just give you blood instead of health. I'll have to change these from crosses into something more thematically appropriate. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for these health pickups. Oh, and one more thing. Your blood bar is constantly going down at a steady pace, even when you're not doing anything. The blood bar is my attempt to fix many of these issues I encountered in playtesting. It encourages the player to move fast and be aggressive, since you are way more powerful and have way more moves when you have blood. It prevents the player from being able to spam OP abilities in broken ways, like the slide and the air dash. And it provides the player with some tankiness, particularly at points when the game is more chaotic, since if there are more enemies around, the player probably has more blood too. I also made a new area, one that I'm hoping does a much better job at forcing the player to get good and use the mechanics in interesting ways. After all my tweaks and improvements from the playtest were done, I invited all 3 of my friends to come over, I'd buy pizza and beer, and we'd have another playtesting round, this time much less scientific and more just about getting together and having a good time. Unfortunately, I goofed and didn't have the mic on for any of this play session, which sucks because there were some pretty hilarious moments. But watching my friends play a second time was like night and day from the first session. The game was more challenging and rewarding, but at the same time seemed fair and far less frustrating. The flow felt better, and I could just tell that my friends were having more fun. One awesome side effect of the blood bar was that I found my friends had to come up with the perfect line through the level where they had to gracefully and swiftly move between enemies efficiently so as to not lose their blood. It also just led to so many interesting decisions. Which enemy is worth air dashing, and when should I hold off and try to build up my store of blood? It also intensified the platforming elements of the game. Suddenly, certain parts of the map are only accessible if you have enough blood, and you have to go quickly, otherwise you may not have enough blood to make it to your destination. In this playtest, I realized that the level I made would probably be a mid to late game level, since it took my friends like 1,000 tries to finally beat it. But one thing that was very encouraging and motivating was that even after 900 deaths, my friends didn't want to stop playing. They kept trying and trying until they finally got it. When my friends finally beat the level, the end level room rewarded them with an Easter egg that is a long time joke between all of us. That part was a huge hit. So here's where things took me the most by surprise. This was special. Something that I made brought joy and laughter to some of my favorite people, and it got all of us together for the first time in I don't know how many months. I think I've spent so much time hiding my games due to my misguided perfectionism that I've deprived myself of this incredible moment with my friends for too long. It's so easy to dream of big-headed and grand ideas of making something groundbreaking, something that will change the world and make you rich. But those thoughts can be paralyzing and often obscure the real reason we got into this in the first place. Thoughts like these are what kept me from showing people my games for a really long time. And I've forgotten that this right here, this is what it's all about. Making the people you love happy and just bringing fun to people's lives. This is why I make games. And a game doesn't have to be perfect to be fun. Before I finish, I just want to say that I'm still very much looking for more feedback, particularly from strangers who don't care about hurting my feelings, and I will be posting more details about a more open playtest on my Discord. I do think I'm going to be leveraging Steam's playtesting functionality to restrict the amount of people that are let into the playtest, so I can't guarantee how many people will be able to test the game out, but join the Discord and there will be more details there. Besides that, go wishlist Bloodthief on Steam, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next devlog.